tweeting about, the new shovel you got for your garden shed, just put hashtag lettuce in at the end of it. Keep it going.
Just to let you guys
appreciate
know,
a lot of people changing their profile pictures to the EverRise Inu logo. We appreciate it. We appreciate the other protocols that have reached out to work with us as we, make our voices heard. That the system needs to change. Period. And it is. And it is. I promise you guys, it is. Your voices are, I'm telling you, you are being heard. I'm not even kidding when I say that. You are being heard.
Without a doubt. That said, guys, hi to everyone watching on YouTube. Welcome to everyone in the space. This is the first AMA we've done live on video at the same time, so bear with us. We're really excited to do this moving forward. Jen, do you want to give a starting introduction like you always do?
Sure. I guess the first question I have for the community is when marketing. I don't know, guys, are you seeing it? Obviously, Friday night, we did a little bit of a significant change to our branding on Twitter. We added Inu to the end of our handle. We swapped out our logos and switched it in with some amazing graphics that Jason made. And really, I know that the community was pretty split when we chose to do that. But I think over the past, 4 or 5 days since it's happened, I think people are understanding our protest. And what I have to say is, it's incredible to see hashtag lettuce and trending on Twitter organically, especially in the United States. That's something that's pretty difficult to accomplish. So I'm really excited about that. On the other marketing update side, this is really funny. I was going to flip my camera, but I'm not going to show you guys. My living room looks like a disarray and a complete mess, but I am going to be filming some more educational videos today, which I'm really excited about. We have more blogs coming, as well as other videos that Jason is making. We're making a pretty big push here. I'm in conversations with a couple of different media outlets on partnering on the education initiative that we're trying to bring to DeFi and blockchain. And I'm really excited as, first and foremost, I'm getting them a couple of sample episodes. And ideally, we bring on a massive media partner to help us amplify this. And I think that just goes to add a lot of legitimacy to what we're creating and what we're building. So between that, staying active on social with this campaign to really bring attention to centralized exchanges, I think that's where a lot of the focus is going to be this week. You'll be seeing a lot more of us in front of camera. As you guys know, I do a Friday weekly wrap-up now that's live. I get a little nervous and my hands get clammy. They are currently clammy if anyone cares. So,
yeah, on that, disordered for that.
Is there a disorder for that?
No. Tell them what you just ordered for the weekly wrap-up.
Oh, no, that's not for the weekly wrap-up, TJ. That's for the educational videos. So, guys, the first educational video is going to be kind of going over what is blockchain technology, what is decentralization, why should we care, why is it important, and the script in total, I recorded a clean voiceover. The script in total is about 20 minutes. I'm pretty good at memorizing scripts off the top of my head, but there's so many nuances and details to how we wrote this that it's really important to me that I say every word accurately. So I did order a teleprompter. The teleprompter has finally arrived. Let me see. I can kind of show you guys here. So you'll see I have our massive light, no ring lights here. And then my coffee table, which is a little bit of a mess. But, I don't know. It feels good to be putting a lot of production gear that I owned and has been sitting on the shelf for a couple of months collecting dust back to use. So there's that. On that note, TJ, I'll hand it back to you. There's a prolonged marketing update for you guys.
For sure. I just want to add a little bit to what you said, Jen. One of the big things that we're going to be doing with this content is really optimizing TikTok. there are a ton of, crypto curious investors on TikTok. A lot of the information about crypto they're getting right now are from TikTok shillers. Shilling on TikTok is actually not allowed. A lot of the videos get taken down pretty quickly. What this is going to be is educational content about cryptocurrency, where EverRise, in this case Jen, representing us, is going to try and become its own influencer, where somebody can come to our page or our platform on TikTok, learn about cryptocurrency, all walks, DeFi, crypto, things you can do to keep yourself safe, EverRise. But it's we're really trying to hit the ground on all fronts. TikTok is a huge untapped market. There's not a lot of protocols taking advantage of it, so we do want to get ahead of the game. So we're going to be doing that. All the content's going to be super high quality, as you can imagine, from Jen. Nothing but the best from her. So I'm looking forward to that. And without further ado, Jason, David, I don't know if you guys want to say anything before we get to some questions.
Hey guys, yeah, I just want to say hello to everybody that's watching on YouTube as well as listening in on the space. This is definitely something I've never done before, and I hope it's coming across really well. I see a lot of you in the chat, and the hashtag let us in. Movement is definitely in full flow, and it's great to see that we've been trending, and I'll let David touch on that as well. So yeah, again, if you have any questions you want to ask myself or the team regarding EverRise or anything we're doing, then feel free in the chat, and I'll keep an eye on that for you.
Again, the only thing that I want to say is thank you. Thank you for taking that message and driving it in on social media. I know it's hard work, but I appreciate the community, and I appreciate the other communities that have come in to go ahead and let our voices be heard. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I can't echo that enough. I'm going to open the floor. We'll bring up Sushil. How are you, my friend? Always great to see you on Tuesdays, and now every day of the week. We are live every day on Twitter Spaces at 2 o'clock. Wait for him to connect. Hey, Sushil.
Hey guys, I just wanted to be first to speak because there's actually AMA going on right now for Coinbase. I sent the invitation to David, you, and then the EverRise account. That might be a good platform to ask those let us in questions. So I just want to put that out there for you guys.
So let me touch on Coinbase really quick. As you guys saw, we just got integrated into the Coinbase wallet. That was not something that we did on our own. Obviously, we did the coding for it, but Coinbase reached out. We have a good dialogue with Coinbase. One thing that they did is they actually added our logo to the wallet, and they told us that's something that we don't do unless you are trading on the Coinbase exchange. So definitely don't want to pick a fight with Coinbase right now.
Appreciate the good news, man. Thanks.
I think it's also important as well to, there is an element of tact that comes with this movement. Like, we are not trying to provoke anyone. We're not trying to get anyone's heckles up. We're just trying to identify a concern that we have, that in this current crypto DeFi space, there is not a level playing field, in our opinion, for utility tokens to market them, to get listed on exchanges when you compare them with fledgling meme tokens that are running off an anonymous dev team, a very, very thin white paper, and a lot of promises that are yet to be realized. And I guess it's a very fine balance between getting out there and tweeting out, educating, and then going too far, and then almost becoming hostile. We don't want to. We do not want to be. We don't want to be kind of enabling that type of reaction. We want it to be a nice, friendly, educational conversation that we have as a community, because EverRise is the community. It's not just the core team or the staff at EverRise. It involves everybody. You guys all have a part to play in this. And we will have conversations. We do have conversations with exchanges, and certainly if they see that the community is behind what we're saying, our voice suddenly gets more powerful because it's not just us saying it, it's a lot more people on Twitter and social media too.
Yeah. And one thing I will add too is the movement is working. That's all I can really say, but it is working. We're catching a lot of eyes, exchanges included. It's very important that this doesn't just last for a day or 2 days. We all need to be a unified front. We all need to be one collective unit and continue to push this together until change is made. You know, if that means you're spending an extra half an hour on Twitter every day, we appreciate the hell out of that. Trust me, we see everything. You know, I can't refresh the EverRise Twitter feed now without having a whole new page of notifications. It's just nonstop. That is the community. That is you believing in this vision, you believing in this movement, and just your passion for, you know, great projects and protocols in this space. And again, I want to stress, this is not just an EverRise protest. I don't even know if protest is the right word, but this is a statement that we want to make on behalf of all of DeFi. All of DeFi needs to hear this, you know. David, I know you had a pretty funny tweet this morning about, what was it, string cheese or string beans or something?
Well, when I saw, when I heard, while listening, when I heard and saw the name of, what was it, Hamburger Helper, or, hold on, what was it exactly? Hold on. It was Sandwich. Okay, Sandwich Network was put on. Like, I don't know, the utility might be for them to make sure that, you know, kids going to school all have, the sandwiches together for lunch. I don't know what the hell it's about, but like when you see Sandwich and the guy saying like, we haven't done anything yet. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
First of all, fine, whatever, make up whatever name you want, but like, Sandwich Network has no utility, but we're going to get listed. Meanwhile, we have utility here that literally works in DeFi, and we have a strong community, and we have people that are not that are fully doxed, working day in, day out, and we're not being seen. I mean, I was like, no. This is, I had to go ahead and write what's next, String Beans and stuff, String Beans Network. And then, TJ came right after and said something about lettuce in or something. Lettuce in.
Lettuce.
Not let us in. Lettuce,
Utility token, you get a 10% discount. Construction begins 2049. Boom, listed. What? I don't understand. That's the point of this movement. List tokens that are changing the space for the better. List tokens that are going to make DeFi more accessible to the general public. Make them want to come into DeFi instead of being scared of DeFi.
Listen, I went onto that chat. With crypto.com, and I just literally, I asked them, like, how does this process work? And why do like real utility tokens not get listed, but yet some token created 2 minutes ago gets on? Like, help me understand how it all works, and we'll sit back and we'll figure it out. But if people are getting special treatment, it's not right. And especially when you have quotes like "you're way too advanced" and like "experience," like stop. Like that, at least, what I'd rather people say? I'd rather them say, like, we just don't like you. And I would be more happy to hear that than to have some cockamanian, BS thrown my way. And now we're sitting trying to figure out, hey, what's wrong with us when nothing's wrong with us. So
I'm just going to read off this quote from Serdic again. The EverRise smart contract is a technological tour de force and not a random fork. My engineers are quite impressed with the level of innovation and engineering. So you take that, as a team, we get that feedback, and then we hear from an exchange listing, blue wallpaper token launching next week that we're not experienced enough. And it's just like, it's time to have our voices heard.
It just seems, it seems like a lazy reply. I think that's what we're trying to get at. It's like a real off the cuff remark. It's like David said, I think even the community, like if they turn around and said, we just don't like you, We don't want you on our platform. That is an answer that we can accept, but to be told something which we strongly don't agree with, there is, I think over 100 years of developer experience within the core team, the core technical team, and we've got projects using our utilities. We had ETH fan token using the ever migrate function, and they've been praising the platform, and their community's been praising the platform. We've had clients coming into Everown. We've got still more people in touch with us now about getting involved in Everswap. So it's utilities that are being used. Like we've got our community using Everswap to transact in and out of the ecosystem. It just blows my mind how sometimes the feedback we get is just not thought out at all. Like it doesn't seem to be well thought out. And I think we can all agree, have a conversation. If there is things that we need to improve on, tell us. Don't just give us these I don't even know how to say it, just off the cuff remarks which aren't acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah. What I will tell you guys though, it is working. We are making noise. And keep it up. That's all we can stress. Super important that this keeps up. Jason is going to keep pumping out those cute little graphics that we all love. I love them. I think they're amazing. And it's time to get our voices heard. So we ask you, please.
Very quickly, TJ, because I have a question actually touching on what we're saying here. It's hey, Jason, I was wondering what of an impact our voice will have. Do you guys get any messages from any of the exchanges? So he's basically saying, do the exchanges look at social media? Do they look at the community?
Absolutely. I mean, Wasso shared some of the feedback that we got, and obviously the one that we're really harping on is, we're too advanced, but other exchanges have given us the feedback that our community isn't active. And how are they measuring that? They're measuring it by looking at social media, and, thankfully, we've been able to respond very quickly to that and show them tweet after tweet of, graphics aggregated from Lunar Crush showing that we are constantly in the top 10 in terms of social engagement and bullish sentiment. So yeah, exchanges do look at social. They look at, how many people are following the account. Are people talking about EverRise on social? So this is why, it's very important that, even beyond the Let Us In movement, that we all remain incredibly active on social media and continuing to educate folks, because it may seem like one or two tweets to you guys, but those one or two tweets go a long way. And I think that's also part of the reason why it's been really incredible to see us trend and to see how many tweets this Let Us In movement is getting.
Yeah, absolutely, and I do see that they're Mr. Solo. I do read that, and I understand that not everybody is going to agree with this movement, and I completely understand that. We're not going to be able to please everybody, and there are going to be concerns. But what I will say on behalf of David and the team, Suresh, is please just trust us. We feel strongly about this. We've been talking with exchanges for months and months and months. We know that they're looking at our community. We know what it takes to become listed, and I plead with you to just trust the marketing team and David in this, because we are looking out for the community first and foremost. We are the community. We know how much importance it is to maintain our standard of being a security based business in DeFi, and this is something which isn't going to be forever. Don't think this is a statement which is a powerful statement, which is representing us and many other tokens out there that haven't got necessarily the sizable community that we have that can get behind us. And it's great to see other tokens jumping on with us and helping us out.
Wait, can I jump in real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I ask you what you just said? Somebody said that they might not agree. Who was that just now?
Oh, this is Mr. Solo in the YouTube stream.
Okay, Mr. Solo. Let me just say this: you go ahead and you build a protocol, right? Let me shut off the music real quick. Hold on 1 second. You go ahead and you build a protocol. You start a protocol. You start building it. You bring on, some of the top people in the industry to come and help you achieve those goals. Uh, you you have a game plan. You put out a roadmap. You come out with a white paper. You make sure that you're hitting all your goals, and you are. And not even hitting them, you are literally flying through them. And the tech is amazing. It's not buggy. It's not like just half-assed, on the utility part. No, no, no. It's 100%, 100% like no bugs, no nothing. It works. You have other protocols starting to use it. They love it. People are giving you fantastic feedback. Like, oh my God, this is some really cool tech, man. You guys are really doing great. It's within the industry itself. Now we sit, obviously, centralized exchanges. That's where everybody wants to see, you know, if you're a part of EverRise, you want to go ahead and see EverRise on a centralized exchange. Cool. You know, there's a paper, you fill it out, we send it back, we give all the documents necessary to go ahead and get listed on that said exchange. While we go ahead and wait weeks upon weeks to get a reply back, and usually the reply is generic, when you look to the right and then you see some sort of token that was created literally a minute and a half ago get listed within a span of 48 hours, it is a spit not only in our faces, but the entire community, and also to those devs and teams that have worked extremely hard to create something dope as hell. So this right here is not the meme whole thing. This whole change, the logo, it's not a shot at meme tokens per se, because there's a lot of memes that have utilities to them, and I respect them. But it's how does SOS get onto an exchange after being created 14 minutes? Like literally, they were created 14 minutes after being created. They were on every single major exchange. No utility, just basically on every single exchange, giving you back incentive for having NFTs. Guys, like there's something wrong where if we sit back or teams sit back and they're creating dope stuff, but somebody can just and we're waiting 7 months, but these random tokens can come out and get listed within 14 hours. I mean, there is a problem. There's not enough clarity and change. I've been in the space for a very long time. It's bad now. It's bad. It's like if you're friends with somebody, you're most likely getting on. That's the feeling. Like if you're well connected, you're getting on. Don't worry about it. We got you. And that's not what the space is about. The space is not about that. We ran away from the centralization that is the fiat world. We ran away to come here to give ourselves freedom, to become entrepreneurs, to become super successful here, to have a chance, an opportunity. So I'm sorry that you might feel a little bit angered, but the products aren't changing. Nobody's changing the products. The team's not changing. All we did was put an emu and a cute sheep on top of the EverRise symbol to go ahead, number one, connect with the entire community doing amazing things and protocols, but also at the same time, send the message, let us in. Let us in, real projects, let us in. Give us a chance. Give us a chance. And then that I'll mute.
And David, I just want to add to that and what you were saying. Like, all that's really changed is, again, our name on Twitter and our logo on Twitter. This is a Twitter campaign. Like, the website's not changing. Our scans, like BSC scan, Ether scan, Poly scan, Phantom scan, Snowflake, like none of that's changing. We changed our Twitter profile picture during the holiday season and no one said anything. When you're a brand and you're working in the branding space, you kind of look at everywhere where your brand appears is a piece of property. It's like, how can I leverage this property to get more eyes on the brand? How can I keep adding to my top of funnel so more people are coming in and getting familiar with EverRise and our ecosystem? How can we increase, website traffic? Like Twitter, especially within the space that we're in, is a massive property for any brand. This is why any protocol that you see, they have Twitter accounts. We're just choosing to leverage our platform on Twitter to make a statement that, quite honestly, yes, continues to drive top of funnel engagement, continues to bring brand awareness, but at the same time, we're making a statement on behalf of the entire space. Like, we've already said it again, and I'll keep reiterating this. This is not a branding change. This is it's a Twitter campaign to address and identify the issues that we're seeing about the decentralized space that is supposed to have no gatekeepers, that's supposed to be for the people. And yet the people are here saying, we want projects with utility to get, their time to shine. And meanwhile, like David's saying, there are tokens that are literally being created, and within 48 hours, they're on every major exchange. Like, it's just, that in itself, to me personally, is wrong. So that's what this is about. And you can agree with it, you can disagree with it, but like at the end of the day, I'm looking at data and real world impact. And like TJ said, it's working. We're engaging in some interesting conversations. And at the same time, we're trending on Twitter. Have we trended on Twitter before? No. This is our first time trending on Twitter. It's a massive milestone for the project. We're getting more followers. EverRise impressions on our tweets are going up dramatically. So I have data to back this campaign up, and I have real world impact to back this campaign up. And until we see change, like, we will keep going. And, we're going to find meaningful ways to expand this because, like we've been saying, this doesn't just stop with EverRise. We are not the only protocol that's experiencing this. And that's all I wanted to add.
Hakuna, what's going on, my man?
Yo, TJ, how is everyone today?
Amazing. How are you?
It's amazing. I listened to people saying about this change of, I don't want to say change of branding because I know it's just a short-term thing, but man, if you don't see what's happened the last 48 hours of how this works and you have doubts, I'm just wondering, what are you watching? The communications between different communities, the energy that's out here in our own community, the amount of new people showing up and engaging and raw, getting behind us, like, really? You don't think it's working? What do you think's going to happen? An exchange that already told us that we're too advanced for them and they don't understand might say no again? What are we looking at here? We're answering the questions that were put out that have been articulated so perfectly from your AMA on Saturday night all the way through till now. I see some of these questions typed out in some of the dialogue, and I'm like, are you trying to not be informed? Because this movement is way bigger than, I think I saw someone say something on Twitter about we're throwing a temper tantrum because we're not getting listed. Wow, how tone deaf do you have to be to DeFi and what's going on around us right now to say something so blatantly ill-informed and ignorant? Just, it's mind-numbing that people could be that detached from what's going on. And I get it. We have real utilities. We have a real product. We have a real business. But you can't just open a store with the best products, put it out there on the street, and not tell anyone about it and hope that someone comes in and buys your product and engages with you. You have to put effort in. You have to get out there, drive customers to the store, let them know what you offer and why you're better than other people. And I mean, you mentioned before about the AMA this morning, and the lettuce thing is hysterical because while you were rehashing that, I was laughing at my phone here, and I was thinking about what I was listening to with that AMA, and David said it perfect. You've got this token out there with a sandwich, and I don't disparage them. I don't put them down. I'm happy for them. God bless them. They had their vision. They put their work in. They're where they are. My issue is, Why isn't that playing field standard across the board? Tell me what criteria they met that they qualified for to get a listing in an AMA on Gate.io. Give us those markers and let us work towards them. Stop this shadow play garbage where you're playing who's my buddy that I went to high school with. Hey, they're in crypto too. Let me put them at the front of the line. I have a real hard time with sitting there during AMA, listen to a project brag about what they're hoping to do, planning to do, and going to work on to have the end of this year while I'm screaming at my computer, are you kidding me? We've already got it and then some. Your end game is our jump off point? You're joking, right? Sorry, I get a little passionate if you couldn't tell, but I was yelling at my computer at the AMA this morning.
If it makes you feel better, I was just snapping at my computer screen. I was like, yes, you go, Akuna. Like,
it's just exhausting. Everybody here, from the community all the way up, our partner teams that are coming to the table with other projects are rallying behind this. Everything that you're seeing on Twitter with the messages out there, I'm seeing very little pushback of people who are naysayers saying no. I'm seeing more projects saying, thank goodness someone is speaking up for this injustice that's out there with these centralized exchanges pulling the strings to decide who wins and who loses. Did we really move into DeFi to change one set of financial overlords for another in the form of centralized exchanges? Like, do you really want to deal with centralized exchanges who basically are telling you outright, go back to that CertTic comment that's out there that's saying that we're so innovative that the engineers who look at projects day in and day out as their job are amazed by what Suresh and the team put forward on the table, saying it's an engineering marvel, and compare that to everyone out there on these exchanges where the exchanges are outright saying, we just want crap to put on our people so we can profit. We don't care about utility. I don't care about end game or value. I just want them to buy the crap. Like, come on, guys, we're better than that as a space.
Yeah.
Wow. How can we follow up on that? Like,
I'm still waiting for the little barred doggy. Would you get to that, Jason?
oh yeah. Well, TJ keeps telling me I need to crack on with more images, so I'll get around to it. Don't worry. But I think the proverbial nail on the head right there with that one from me. I think you pretty much hit every single aspect of our frustration that we all share, and I think the community is starting to realize like the real reason behind this hashtag. It's something which is very much needed in this space, and it starts with the spark. That's all it starts with, and then who knows what can come of this.
And just to follow up on that, Jay, I mean, you look at the engagement that Let Us In got, let's say the first 2 hours that we started the campaign, not much, rightfully so. A lot of people didn't agree with it, and that's totally fair. I'm grateful that we had the platform and the opportunity to explain the change, why we're doing it, and rally all the troops together. And more risers are joining this, and not just risers, just members of DeFi. Some aren't even invested in EverRise. They just know that change needs to be made. And, we have a platform that we needed to leverage in order to start this movement. So, I mean, Hakuna, thank you for your passion. Appreciate it. You're the man. Let's bring up some others. Norway, how are you? Oh, and one thing I want to add as well. Where has Suresh been during this? Building. Nothing has changed. Ben, Suresh, the whole tech team, they're still building. We have a surprise DApp that we're dropping on you guys very soon. It doesn't stop. This is a forward-facing movement. It does not affect the back end at all. Doesn't affect what we stand for. But we ask that you stand with us for the time being and just blast hashtag Let Us In, hashtag EverRise as much as you can. We cannot do this without you. I know you may think I've already tweeted 200 times today. I'm done. If you can tweet another 10, that goes a long way, And that's every day moving forward. We all have to work as a community at this point to get our voices heard. Norway, what's going on?
Hello, everybody. Hello, TJ, David, Jen, Jason, the rest of the community. You are doing a good job. Also, it's working on Twitter. Also, it's a little bit of provocation. Also, it comes automatically, I think, because to be handled unfairly, that makes sense that some tweets, even my tweets, have some provocation, as well in full respectful way. I'm seeing, I'm all the day on Twitter, fast. So I'm seeing many Twitters, and let us in, also have education in it. That's amazing. As we, to have this huge community, this amount of people to do this, let us in with educational way, with full of respect. Nobody harms anybody. That's what EverRise about. That's what DeFi about. Because we ran away, all of us, from the real, also from the centralized, from banks, to get our freedom, as David said, and to see the same system again in DeFi. This is disappointing. This shuts down the doors for adoption, in my opinion, and that's what all exchanges shouting about. Adoption, more adoption. We are working for more adoption, and you shutting the door in front of projects like EverRise, like name it, also Saitama, SafeMoon, whatever. This is this is breaking the adoption actually, and that hurts them because they know. Also, if we all of us tweet about this, that you're shouting about adoption and you're shutting the door in front of real projects, real utilities, and security projects, and you need more adoption. This is ridiculous. This is double moral, I think. So keep it up. I have never ever had fun in Twitter like these days, to be honest. At the beginning, I was against the move of changing our logo, actually, the first 2 hours to say that. But when I got it, when I understood it, what it's all about, so I'm a full supporter of it. That was one of the smartest moves all time. Thank you very much.
Norway, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad that your mind changed as you saw our message get conveyed. Something I want to add. We're in the spaces for the last few days. You've heard me say this. If you haven't, I just want to clarify it and just bring this to light. We don't need centralized exchanges to keep building. We can keep doing what we're doing on DeFi, and we will. The reason that DeFi projects building with real utility like this need a centralized exchange is because there are millions of investors on centralized exchanges willing to do research on tokens that are on those exchanges, but they're too scared to move on over to DeFi because, frankly, if you look at the news, it's rug pull after scam, after honeypot, after, developer disappears. It's bad. The DeFi landscape to someone who's strictly in a centralized exchange landscape is not appealing. And at EverRise, we are literally delivering utility and tools on a silver platter to make the space more appealing. And that is why we need to go after the centralized exchanges for that exposure and to give those individuals on those exchanges the opportunity to learn about EverRise and maybe do a deeper dive, which then might turn to, okay, maybe I will dip my toes in the water of DeFi because I see everything that's being built and look at all these amazing protocols building amazing applications to make the space thrive, to make the space grow, to allow the space to grow. That's the biggest thing. DeFi is not going anywhere unless we continue to grow. I mean, how many 100x coins can come out? There's a limit before people get tired of it and realize what's actually going on. EverRise and other utility tokens that are making a difference and building and delivering tools to make DeFi better, decentralized finance, which is why we're all here, need to be given the time of day and the respect that they deserve. Putting my foot down.
Boom.
But that was
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions. So if you don't mind me just reading them out, TJ.
Please.
You ain't ready for me on YouTube says, are we able to do an AMA with Empire token? I spoke to Dulla and he said that you may be helping them to bridge to Ethereum soon. I think Rise could help Empire and vice versa. So, CJ, I know that we want to work with as many tokens as possible. I think that would be your answer, right? I mean, we're open. Our lines are open. Our moderators, our staff, even Waso, send him a DM. Like, get in the DMs. We will work with you. We want to work with you. Is the answer to that question? Absolutely.
Waso at EverRise.com. Any project feel free to email Waso. He's a very nice man. I really like him. He'll never have a bad thing to say, and Waso is always willing to help. I was on a call with Waso earlier today. We were just chatting with the project. It's important to have these conversations. It's important to link up. DeFi grows if we all grow together. This is not, my token's better than your token. This is, we need to lift this entire industry up so that we can all thrive. And I can't stress that enough. And, risers are educated enough to know that, and we can see that by the quality of educational tweets coming out.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Very quickly, questions regarding the Inu designs and NFTs. We haven't formally said anything about that, but as time goes on, we will be exploring more things to do with NFTs. I think it's safe to say, the community really loves the Inu designs. We've got them, so who knows on that one. And finally, is Guard still part of the project? I haven't heard from him on this topic. I speak to Guard on a daily basis. I've got his number. He is in an advisory role now. So basically, we reach out to him as and when we need him. He's there on the end of the phone. He doesn't take part in the day-to-day runnings of the project anymore. He's very busy actually with a lot of other legal work. So, but he's there for us. And he's still quite active in the Discord. I see him most mornings popping in there, speaking to the community. But yeah, and obviously I do the spaces when I can with him. Hopefully we can get a space done this week some point. Awesome. Okay, that's it. We're up to date on the questions, TJ.
King J, how are you? King.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I just wanted to come in here and kind of, piggyback off of what everybody else is saying. And initially, when you guys did do the change, I was a little hesitant to be on board with that because I just was under the impression that it would give off the wrong message to people that don't know about EverRise. But once you guys had your little meeting after you guys initially put it out, I sat in on that and kind of listened to why you guys were doing it. And I understand that's not the direction that's changing. It's just more so you're trying for the project. So I understand that now. And I just wanted to say that to anybody else that may be looking at the project and still doesn't understand it and thinks that this is going to bring off the wrong message, that it's merely just to help push the envelope forward.
Yep. Well said, my friend. And I'm glad that you were not on board at the beginning, heard what we had to say, saw the movement, and then jumped on board. I mean, that's huge. That's what we're trying to do here. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree with anything that you do. Sorry, everyone's not going to agree with everything that you do as a company. There are always going to be people who don't agree. This was a decision that had to be taken. We acted on what was in front of us. Constant rejection for reasons that are just stupid, for lack of a better term. And I couldn't be more proud to be representing EverRise these last few days in front of this community who are going above and beyond, waking up early, going to bed late, spreading this message across social media. It is so important, and I know maybe we're tired. It's been a lot, but we have to continue. We have to keep this up, and we have to get stronger and stronger every day. I can tell you guys, it is working. I can't wait to share more, but it's working. We need to keep banging down doors and, make this a fair playing field for those building to make the space better. So, King, thank you so much for your comment, my friend. Hope you have an amazing day. I'm going to bring up Yaz now. Yaz, how are you? Still connecting.
Hello?
Hey, Yaz.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Great. I just have a small suggestion for the EverRise page on CoinMarketCap. I mean, if we could fatten that up, because I see a lot of coins with just paragraphs on there, and ours is just one little paragraph. And I know people can click on the website and stuff, but if we can just maybe add a bunch of stuff about our dApps on there, I think that would be very helpful, because I know a lot of people that browse new projects on CoinMarketCap a lot. Especially when we trend on there, it'd be helpful if people could read the amazing things that we have in our utility already.
I'll definitely look at adding more information to the CoinMarketCap page.
Yeah, but other than that, man, awesome. I'm not a big Inu coin fan. I'm strongly against them, but for EverRise Inu, I'm with it. I'll Inu my profile up anytime.
I love it. Thank you for your support.
Hey, man, all day.
Mr. Cartmill, how's it going? Hey, Mr. Cartmill.
Oh, yeah, I also had a question. Are some of the exchange requirements for you to give up, a listing fee to them? Is that part of the barrier?
The barrier isn't the listing fee itself. That's, we get it. Yes, there's going to be times where we have to pay a listing fee if we want to get onto a platform. We're not saying, no, we're not willing to pay a listing fee, but when, exchanges are coming back with, feedback of, you're not active enough on social, your project's too advanced, and all of these other things, and then they try to say, we want a certain percentage of the supply in addition to an astronomical listing fee, that to us just does not make sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, because that was my question, and why I asked it is because Celsius is facing the same thing. If they can't basically hold you hostage for your tokens or a big fee, then you're not going to get listed, even though both EverRise and Celsius has way more utility in a lot of the meme tokens. It really is I think this is a good thing, is shedding a light on it, because there's a lot of projects out there trying to make it, but the exchanges are being like a cartel, wanting fees or your tokens or both, and it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a barrier stopping us if it's reasonable, right? I mean, listen, we know the landscape we're in. We know we need to go there. If it's absurd, that's not fair. We're not going to pay anything absurd. For what? For what reason? It doesn't make sense. One thing I will tell you, I'm not going to say which exchange. I mean, we're talking plenty, but one of them literally told us that they said no, not right now. We pursued. They came back and said, we never even looked into you. But now they see this movement on social media and they're looking into us. How can you say no after saying that we actually never looked into you?
Here's the key, though. Here's the key. Some might be saying, you guys shouldn't be so vocal. You guys shouldn't be so vocal about all this stuff. But if we weren't vocal, we wouldn't have got to the point of somebody saying, well, hey, we never looked at this stuff. I want you guys to understand, that's why I made that example of SOS. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just saying they created a token and they were listed within 14 hours on all the major exchanges. There's a problem. There's a real problem. And for us to stay quiet, while, you guys want us to stay quiet, but then you ask for one exchange. when Binance, when KuCoin, when this, when that. Like, we're trying. And we're attempting to do something, I think, that is revolutionary, which is, well, it's not really revolutionary. It's how we all started here when we came to crypto. It's working together. Somewhere we lost that. And we started to bring in this real centralized component. No, like, the community is now banding together. I honestly, never got so many DMs saying like, "Yo, this is so cool. It's out of the box, but it's really cool, and I'm with it." Different protocols DMing me saying like, "Hey, we would love to go ahead and be a part of this. How can we do this with you guys?" Like, it's bringing people together, and when that happens, change happens, and it makes everything so much easier. The process becomes, there's more clarity to the process. We don't have to stress. Like, we don't have to say we don't have an answer for you. Like, we want to have an answer for you. We can answer you. We can give you an answer about anything that we're doing with our protocol. When it comes to that, we have no answer. We absolutely have no answer. We don't know. So, not to hog up time, I think that what we're doing here is trend setting, and it doesn't just stop here.
It's definitely bold, no question. And as many of us were a little on the fence at the beginning, I think we've come together quite nicely, and everyone's working as a team now. Everyone's lifting each other up. Everyone's motivating one another, which is huge. Blitz, how are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? I just kind of popped in here because I saw David have his little, his profile picture. I was like, what is this? I thought it was a meme coin. I was like, a meme coin? Why is he, supporting the meme coin? I don't really think he supports them as much. But hey, if you're trying to make money, I get it. But I came across the project and I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, this has a lot. Like I'm kind of surprised I didn't come across this earlier. But hey, I mean, thanks to David, I'm here. But back to a comment that he said about, SOS. I was thinking the same thing, but it made me think like, I think the reason why they tend to do that is because they just want traffic. They know that they're airdropping to multiple people, and maybe most of these exchanges just want that traffic of people trading on their platform to trade that token. It could be that, could be something else. I don't know, but that's the same thought process I did have.
That's exactly what it is. Sorry,
it is? Okay.
David. Not to cut you off. Like, we have straight up had exchanges tell us like, we charge a listing fee, but we make our money off of, token volume and the trades that happen on the exchanges. Meanwhile, some of these listing fees aren't like I remember when I first got into crypto, like I was thinking a listing fee. I was like, oh, like at most, maybe like 200 grand, 250 grand, which is a significant amount of money. That's $250,000. And I'm seeing listing fees that are close to that $1 million mark, if not more, on top of, asking for a significant amount of token allocation. And it's like, if you make your money on where the trades are, why are we also getting these insane listing prices? And on top of that, like, fine, if you want to make money by listing tokens that you just think will bring a ton of volume to your exchange, fine. Like, I don't know, maybe create a category for that, but also make it really clear like what the listing criteria is, because it shouldn't just be about making the exchanges money. That's like literally centralization. That's literally what banks do. Like, deposit your money here, we're going to take the money that you deposit and lend it out to other folks, and that's how we're going to make money off of you. Like, if exchanges are going to operate like that, they need to come out and just say it. So that way, other protocols with real utility can start to accurately map out, okay, if that's how it works, like, do I actually want to go to that exchange? But like TJ said, there are a ton of folks that are on exchanges that are willing to do research once they see a protocol. And by going onto a centralized exchange, it opens up a new market for us. It gives people the opportunity to learn more about what does security infrastructure look like in DeFi. So to your point, Blitz, like, yeah, in my opinion, it's a little messed up, but that is exactly how they're making their money. And that's fine. Like, I get it. Everyone has families to feed. Like, people have companies to run. But if you want to make your money, that's fine. Make it a very clear category of what that is on your exchange and tell us what the requirements are for other projects with utility. Where are the benchmarks? Where's the transparency? So that way we can actually work towards that goal instead of constantly shooting like in the dark and throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks.
No, I agree 100%. Well, I appreciate that. Just wanted to, bring up and say that. But yeah, definitely I'll look into this project and, see what's up with it and see if I can invest. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Our community is incredible. If you have any questions about the dApps or what's currently being built, like, you can literally ask anyone and the community will answer you.
Awesome. I'm going to bring up First Financial to speak. Nation's leading provider of loans. First Financial, what's going on? While you connect, I'm going to bring up Monty. Whoever connects first, the floor is yours.
Quick question. Is there a time frame for this social campaign? Asil asks.
We were saying that we wanted to try it for at least a week and see what happens after the week, see how much momentum gets picked up. Obviously, if, the campaign is still in full-fledged, we'll probably keep it longer, but at some point we will transition back to the regular EverRise name and logo on Twitter, but we'll look at building out a portion, like a landing page on our website that has all the information about what the Let Us In movement is and give other projects and protocols an opportunity to sign up, and we can continue working together. So unfortunately, I don't have any concrete dates with that, but we do have a plan in place for what will happen when we do transition back, because this movement isn't just about being here for 7 days and shouting "Let us in." This is something that we're going to continue to push and until we see significant change within the space.
Absolutely.
Monty, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Going back to Blitz's comment, I find and I see, and I'm sure you guys see the same thing. Literally, if you open the hood of EverRise, all of a sudden it illuminates. I mean, and you hear so many people say, why haven't I heard about this before? I wish I could put the reason to it, but what we do know is that when you get underneath the hood, you see exactly what all of us see, which is why currently there is just slightly over 51% of the supply that is now staked. And I mean, that doesn't happen because, for no reason. And it's because there is development. Jen, when you were talking about when there's a benchmark, you know exactly what to hit, right, as far as exchanges are concerned. And I think one of the beautiful things about this particular project, and just a lot of projects out there that are building, we can identify that it's heading towards the traditional legacy financial system. And you know what? There are developers in this space that can literally change the game. If we don't like it, like Titan said, we can build it. And I think there are devs out there that can literally build what we see as exchanges, in other words, how exchanges should operate. There's moral compass out there, and it can be tapped into. And so, and the thing I love about Titan, it has never been about the money for him since day one. And I'm just excited to see what happens in the future and what continues to get built within this protocol and other protocols. Damn it, let us in.
Let us in, my man. Appreciate that, Monty. Thank you. I don't see any more hands raised at the moment. It is 3 o'clock. If there are any last questions before we sign off, feel free to raise your hand. We'll bring you up.
I got another question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if ultimately, you guys keep trying to get on exchanges and you keep, running into these same issues, would you guys ever explore opening your own exchange or starting up your own exchange, and then, your niche can really be adding projects with utility?
It's definitely something that I think the team is open to. It does require a lot of legal paperwork and compliance paperwork. So we need to see exactly what that looks like first before we can, say that we're going to do that. Like, I know it's funny, you see some tokens like popping out and making their own exchanges or just like forking Uniswap. But the reality is if they're planning on being there for a long time, they need proper licenses in place. They need to have licenses across multiple countries that are compliant with each country's individual regulations. And so, I think it's something that's definitely on the table. And the best way I can answer it is we still need to do more research and due diligence on our end to see exactly what the requirements would be before we can commit to going that way.
Well said, Jay. Yep. Hope that answers your question, King. I see a last question here from HWL Radio. We also have, okay, there's a few more that popped up now, so we'll take them all. How's it going, HWL Radio? You might have to unmute your mic in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, dang. Hey, yeah, how you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
All right, so I had a question about what is the NFTs that y'all doing on the staking? So would they be usable in like a metaverse and then in games to earn?
So the NFTs that we are creating, they're more so in a way going to be commemorative and a test for some new technology that we want to build out that would allow us to bridge NFTs across chains. In terms of would they be usable in a metaverse, I think the only way they would be is if let's say we partnered with a metaverse project and they imported our NFTs into the metaverse world that they're building, or same thing with play to earn. We would need to integrate into another project where the NFTs could be utilized in that way. And I'm not sure from a business perspective if that necessarily makes sense. But for me, what's super interesting is these NFTs will be the first NFTs that are bridgeable across 5 different blockchains. And I think that in itself has its own value,
I think y'all have your own value. Y'all is totally different from any, I study utility on coins, and y'all have something way different, it's really not seen before, what y'all doing.
I think indirectly, to answer your question, the NFTs that we're going to be making, they will be bridgeable, like Jen said, and they'll also be compatible with OpenSea. So any metaverse project that's allowing in imports from OpenSea and other marketplaces like that, indirectly you could use them within those particular projects, but they wouldn't be something that we would seek off the bat, really. I wanted to add on that. Sorry, Jen.
No, because I seen y'all partnered up with Gala Games, and that's their little that's one of the utilities they have to their coin. You get to play to earn. So I was wondering, was y'all gonna holler at them about that?
So we never partner with Gala Games. I mean, we host a weekly series.
Yeah, y'all host it. Oh, okay.
Gala Games was Gas, Infinity. We've had Crypto. We've had Polygon. We've had some amazing names on there. That's what that series is essentially, we want to, every 1 or 2 weeks, we want to bring on a real great project to just chat DeFi, talk about the project. That's what the Gala Games thing was. Great guy. Really liked him. Jason's RJ. Smart man. Big fan of our Jason. But that's what that is. As far as the NFT stuff goes, Foreign department for now. I think you gave a pretty good answer. I don't know if Jason, there's anything that you want to add, but
yeah, I mean, all I can say really, like I've been saying, is artwork for the migrationary NFTs is all done. Waiting on the technology. The staking artwork's being kind of finalized. And any NFT that you're eligible for, whether it being a migrationary or staking, will be retrospectively awarded via the data that's on the blockchain. So just be a little bit patient with it. We want to get them out to you, but we want to make sure that the bridge is compatible with the NFTs first. And we've still got some UI and UX that we want to do before that.
Yeah. And Jason,
y'all ain't tripping on the time. I know y'all always get it right when y'all do stuff. Unlike other coins, they gotta wait a long time.
Sorry, Jen?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to recap, things that the development team is currently working on. The complete UX UI revamp of all of our dApps that are currently existing. We posted a teaser of what that looks like on Twitter, so you can actually see what the EverStake UI UX interface will look like. Along with that comes mobile optimizations. 74% of all traffic to EverRise is mobile. It's very important to us that we have something that is optimized for mobile when it comes to our dApps. I think all in all, currently where the dApps are, like, it ports over to mobile okay. It's not the best. And so we're going to be coming out with a much better interface for that. The dApps will now support dark and light mode. So if you, unlike me, go outside and you need to have light mode on your phone, like, you'll be able to do that. So, like, even just those three things themselves are some pretty massive tasks, and we've been in process on them for a while. But, like, the goal is to have that live either by end of week this week or early next week. So it's like development team needs to finish that, do all the QC for it, do all of the testing for it, make sure nothing's breaking before we push it out to the community. Like, the next thing that we also need to do is get EverSwap to a position where we're ready to get out of the live beta that we've been in, integrating project tokenomics, liquidity pools, reflection tokens, like compatibility, so we can start onboarding other projects. Like, that also needs to be done. We have a surprise dApp that we haven't officially announced yet, but I'm sure we'll be releasing a little bit more details in the coming weeks that also we want to get fleshed out. And so I mentioned this on the last Friday wrap up, like, the target dates for us getting you guys migration NFTs and staking NFTs is like being pushed towards end of February, March. And so as the development pipeline and roadmap becomes more clear, as we knock out these high priority items, we'll start finishing and fleshing out the rest of, like, the bridging NFT technology.
Well said, Jen. Last question for the day is going to Dopamine. How's it going, Dopamine?
Hey guys, it's more like appreciation rather than a question. I just wanted to say thank you to the team for the relentless fighting spirit that you have. I've been with the Rise since June, and whenever something happens, you guys come back stronger as always. It's been all the time like this with everything, and now with these rejections that we've had. I mean, it was so painful to hear David talking about all these crazy tokens and all that. It just now, instead of us just being upset and just, I don't know, whatever, but we're trending on Twitter. I mean, it's like we're getting anti-fragile, we're getting stronger, and I'm amazed of like the community like ties together, and it's just so amazing. And guys, keep going like this. This is the right attitude, and I think we'll make it. It's so great.
Thanks, Dopamine. I appreciate that. I agree. I think the community is more tight-knit now than ever. I think this movement has brought everyone together. Everyone's motivating each other, lifting each other up. I've mentioned it a few times, and I cannot stress enough how important it is the next few days to keep this movement in everyone's face. Don't stop. hashtag let us in, hashtag EverRise on every tweet that you put out. Put out as many tweets as you can a day. Make sure each tweet is different. If it's just the same tweet duplicated, it won't be detected. It's time to get heard, and we are being heard. This is working. This is absolutely working. It's just going to have to be about being a little bit more relentless for a few more days or a week, whatever it is. But I can tell you wholeheartedly that this movement is heading in the right direction. We are catching eyes. We're catching ears. We are getting eyes on us from exchanges, from communities, from DeFi. It is working. And we need to keep working to get... Hold on. I need to do this thing now where I play music when I... Like David. Hold on. To get myself hyped up to end this space on a hype note. But if my thing would work...
Here, I got you, TJ. I got it. What do you want? Give me a song.
I don't know, to be honest. I just found this one song yesterday that here, I'll put this right here. You know what? All right, guys, it's speech time. It's announcement time. I see all the laughing in the chat. I love it. Fun, right? The space is so serious. We gotta let loose a little bit, but please, I beg you, hashtag let us in, hashtag EverRise on every single tweet that you can. Spend a little bit of extra time on Twitter every day. It's very important. Let's work together as a community. Head over to Telegram. If you guys want to, coordinate a specific shill of, an educational shill, head over to Telegram. There's plenty of amazing members that we have that want to go. They want to work. They want to grind. They want to get the tweets out. Keep it up. Keep supporting the movement. Thank you for supporting the movement. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll be back here the next day. We'll be back here the next day at 2 o'clock Eastern every single day, chatting with you guys. Please join us. It's always fun. It's always a blast. We're connecting more than ever before. We're building more than ever before. Most importantly, above all else, we are building amazing products. I can't wait to announce the next DApp. It's going to be something that will be used across the space. Whether you're a Rise holder or not, it's going to get a lot of attention on Rise and our ecosystem of security and safety applications. I want to thank everybody for attending today. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the comments. I'll pass it off to Jim.
Like the YouTube stream, guys. It really helps.
TJ, you did such a good job amping me up, but I need to close this space. I'm 13 minutes late for a meeting that I totally spaced on. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed watching us talk to our phones on YouTube, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation for those of you guys who are on Twitter. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. See you on Twitter.